Hello and welcome back, everyone. All 6 AL. Man, thank you. I didn't know having having a bunch of people want to listen to me like willingly. Eh, that's a plus in my book. Okay, where was I go? Well, I wanted to start speaking about UFC. I believe it's 317 that we got getting coming up, and it has Charles Oliveira and Ilia Topuria. And I tried to put like a full video that I recorded the other day, and then your boy learned about copyright. I thought, yeah, I thought wrong. Let's keep it. Let's keep it at that. You'll never get to see the video. I'll never can show you the video, and we can move from there. And in short, I'll learn about fair use, but that's neither here or there. We'll just we'll just move on and call it a rookie mistake, right? And even in the video, I was saying, yeah, rookie mistake. We'll leave it there. So I just wanted to talk about Ilya and Charles briefly, if I can. I'll probably ramble on. Uh, I'll quickly just put a few seconds, and I want you to just pay attention to the feet of Mister Ilya and how he was moving in the Zalal fight. Now Zalal is very quick. Zalal is very dynamic, and he moves a lot. And his stand up is oh, before I zoom, yeah, and his stand up is outstanding, right? I mean, say what you want. Like he comes from that Mark Montoya club, so they can kick. All right, they have two people that keep winning by leg kicks. They have Dustin Jacoby. They had Steve Miocic. I don't know. I call him Steven. He's Stipe, and I think Lionheart was there for a while as well. But Lionheart seems to be in and out. But he does claim that to be his gym. And the guy there seems to be like more family oriented. He's part of his teams, and he's into their business, right? And I believe Zalad is one of his guys, right? So all I want you to do is quickly just have a look, and I'll just do a quick commentary. And what that is causing, every time he does that, he's too close to the fence, and it becomes an issue, right? So him going that close to the fence, he's creating a problem for himself, and and he's getting out of position. He's getting square, and all he can do is go left to right, and then that takes he has to get into stance to do the forward movement. But Ilya cutting him off. He's never out of stance, so and he has to move. Obviously, imagine like you're in a circle, and the outside of the circle is bigger. So you are moving more, and then he is moving in the same area in the middle, but it's a smaller area. So he doesn't have to move as much to cut you off. But anyways, I mean, Mr. Obvious, right? Okay. So we'll go with Mr. Obvious for now, and just go a little bit forward and figure out what Mr. Obvious got wrong. So that's the area that we were watching then. So we're gonna jump all the way up and watch the Ilya that fought Josh Emmett, right? And this is the Ilya that we see. This is the Ilya that we got today. This is the Ilya that we deserve. This is the Ilya that we got. And by the way, do not mistake this of me being Ilya's fan. I do not like the dude. I think he's an amazing fighter. He's a great person. But for some reason, he is just irritating. But that's neither here or there. Let's say we're not gonna listen to the crazy guy. So now we're just gonna let this run for a couple seconds. We got Ilya. Look at the movement. Look at the steps. He he's he sort of hides his step within a feint. He doesn't go back too much. When he punches, he's not out of position. He takes him to the fence, and then generally he would shoot. And when he shoots and gets, and it almost seems like he shoots, and when he shoots and get like a takedown of some sort, automatically his opponent's hands go down, right? And he's like, all right. Then the next time he gets them to the fence, they're sort of ready for the down block. And my boy is not playing no down block at this point. He is playing for keeps. So he's coming over there and just swinging. But the whole time he is closer than he thought. He is just he's closer. Well, let me see. Is it working? Oh, Jesus. Let's go from the outside in. Alright, there's your boy. So, he's closer than he seems, and he does it well, right? And let's have another look, right? Every time he throws, like compared to the last fight, every time he throws, he's never out of position. He's very much in position, and he isn't allowing anything. And being extremely responsible in his defense. If you look at this weird amount of pressure on the person he's fighting, he's putting a ridiculous amount of pressure on Volkanovski as we speak, right? But he's not throwing anything. But the problem is the pressure's coming from him being in position to throw something. And I don't know what to say. I'm not going to watch the Volkanovski fight because I'm upset myself, and I can't watch the Max fight. But we can go back to Josh Emmett, but we'll leave him alone. Let's have a look at this point at my other guy, which is Mr. Charles Oliveira. What is his thing? And by the way, we'll finish work early today, so I get to have some energy when I'm doing this. So Charles Oliveira, every fight. Let's see if UFC got something. Yep, we got an hour and 40 minutes on the UFC. And they starting this thing off with Mr. Michael Chandler. Okay. If we have a quick look here, we see Michael Chandler whooping that ass. And this is usually where Charles Oliveira used to check out. But there was no checking out. Over here, he's doing his jiu-jitsu, and he's doing well. He's protecting himself. He's allowing the guy to do his thing. And honestly, he's chilling, right? Now, he gets up. The round is over. He gets up the second round, and this is a guy that you need to be worried about. Look, Michael Chandler seems to be, all right, well, I kicked your butt a little bit, and now I'm going to do this to you. Understand? Now look at Charles. He's not moving off center line. He's almost like he's a blueprint for Ilia Topuria, because they honestly look the same, but it just seems like the tactics is what's missing. See? If I would have cut Charles out there, and if I would have cut Charles off there and I would put Ilia in his place, the sequencing finish is probably going to be the same. It's like just some kind of hook, weaken the body, and just take him down. But Ilia seems to be more defensively responsible. So when you come at him, you either back up or now you're in a crash you don't want to be in. And the difference is he is so disciplined, and he's been doing this way more than you have been. He's been doing it since he was 16. I don't mean he's been fighting way more than you, or Jesus. Can you stop with the zooming, fam? Ay, ay, ay. Don't do motion. I just want normal tracking. I want upper body. Alright, good. Let's go with maybe there. Okay. So then we say your boy is fighting, right? I'm just gonna keep my hands out of it until I know what this Ozbot thing is supposed to do, right? Yeah, maybe I need to brush up on the gestures because I'll be doing weird stuff. So then honestly, a little bit of logic says that because of how good Charles is, he's in a bad position against Ilia because Ilia is always in good position. Ilia is always got his hands up. Ilia is always balanced. Ilia is always ready to close the distance. Ilia is systematically, almost like Sean Strickland style, closing the distance, but Sean Strickland is not using the trickery. The trickery here is what I mean is he's roughly the same height when he's in his normal stance with his knees bent, like with his knees narrower, which means like he can move quicker even though he's in a flat foot, but his feet are closer to each other, so he can step away quicker or he can step in quicker. But then when he steps in, he looks like he's at the same distance, at the same height, but his legs are far apart, right? I don't want to gesture the robot by mistake, right? But his legs are far apart, so he's closer. And go watch GSP when he talked to these people in Thailand, when he's doing the seminar. He is saying the same thing that Ilia is doing, but nobody want to listen to GSP. Like what? Alright, so then we talk about Charles. Here's a problem. Charles is just going to come at you, he's going to come straight, and he is skillful. What Mighty Mouse said about Charles, and I'm a huge fan of Mighty Mouse, and I'm just going to keep saying it until my head falls off. Mighty Mouse said that Charles Oliveira uses the right weapon at the right distance. He would crash into you, but by the time he gets to you, you got jabbed, you got kicked at long range, and then he gets closer, and now you're dealing with small, shorter straight punches, hooks, and then knees, and then elbows, and then, I don't know, if he gets close enough, you might get a headbutt. And then in his jiu-jitsu, it's the same. You're in a different position and whatever, and he's coming to you, and I think because of his style, he tends to gas sometimes, and I don't mean gas as in like checks out, but he gasses as in it's almost like it's less of the same guy. It's almost like that creeps in, excuse me. It's almost like something different, something changed. Like it's almost like you have a different opponent. And I feel like Ilia has been very good at picking when and where to fight these guys. We're not fighting world champ Charles Oliveira, the one that beat up Justin Gaethje and Dustin. And the only reason I say that is because of Islam, because Islam went and showed that if you bring this guy down, why are you staying outside? And I think that Ilia does have a lot of the same skill, but Islam removed that shyness of going after Charles when Charles dropped. So then that means the jiu-jitsu is way lessened now. Like, how you gonna jiu-jitsu the guy that is not worried about going into your guard? Charles Oliveira's guard used to be a death sentence. And the way we know Ilia can deal with that is that I believe Ilia has beat up Ryan Hall. And if you know who Ryan Hall is, then you should understand what is happening. Alrighty. So here we're gonna see Oliveira and Chandler again, just to get an idea of where Oliveira's at. Okay, here is a takedown. This is what Ilia does to people, and then Ilia will use this. But see, Charles is going towards a finish, and Charles Jiu-Jitsu. If you think Charles is good on the bottom, if you have Charles Oliveira on top of you, just hand it in. There's nobody as good as these fantastic God players at messing somebody up when they're on top. I don't care what your top game is. A person with a great guard, when they start playing the top game, in my opinion, they have some of the best top game ever. And I believe some of it is because they were on the bottom dealing with that nonsense. They were on the bottom dealing with the people tactic. They're on the bottom. They know how they're going to get out of something. And they know where to put people. And I believe like Charles Oliveira doesn't need to care about where he puts people. I think he gets you down. It's the end of the night. But anyhow, in this fight, I think Ilia Topuria wins. I think Ilia Topuria wins because he closes the distance and he goes ham. He goes ham. But even though Charles goes hammer, Ilia is more defensively responsible. Ilia has proved he can deal with the jiu-jitsu. You don't just beat up Volkanovski, even though I have great thoughts about what happened with Volk in that fight. I think Volk is Volk, even he said it himself. He's like, people couldn't tell me nothing. I was gonna go do it regardless. I was not gonna hold the belt, blah blah blah, and all of that good stuff. And apparently maybe people tried to talk him out of it. And then when he started the fight, he said, then like the ring rust, he said, "Oh, now I thought there was something to it." But I think the bigger problem was the weight cut. I think the bigger problem that his body was accustomed to something, then he removed that continuous discipline. He went up and he gained some weight and he went and fought and then got knocked out, and then he recovered and came back. You saw him after a year. That dude that he fought, the Brazilian dude, I can't remember his name. He has some of the best comeback in fights, I think. In general, like as in his career, like he was like a average fighter, and now he's like a contender. But Ilya just went, nah, peace out. But anyhow, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if God forbid, if Volkanovski was using only one hand fighting somebody, and that somebody beats him, and that's any somebody was in throwing distance. Like, I don't know if we don't want somebody like to be ridiculously overpowering or ridiculously tall. I don't know, but he's that good. He might deal with it a little bit better than I'm describing. Like, apparently he spars with Dan Hooker. He spars with Israel Adesanya, and they got like that Carlos Ulberg, and he's all over the place. And I think Tyson Pedro trains at the Wollongong gym a lot as well. I went there one time and I saw Volkanovski just briefly at that Windang gym, and he was just a normal dude. And me being like a complete shut-in and weirdo, I was like acting weird. I was just like looking at him from like the side of my eyes, just seeing what he's up to. But yeah, and I did a jiu-jitsu class there, and I left it alone because I was looking for a gym, but I wasn't in the best health. But leave that alone. I mean, I'm rambling. But you don't just beat that guy. You don't just beat him. In my opinion. I don't care if he was sick, if he had a staph infection, God forbid, if he whatever. Like, I'm not wishing anything upon the dude, but I'm saying you just don't beat him. And I think Ilia knew that. Ilia just got his freebie, and that fight was harder than he thought, and he got him with a knockout. And he was like, alright, peace to the family. I'm out of here. So now he's going and he's trying to fight Islam, but I don't think he ever wanted Islam. I think he said he wanted Islam, but he didn't. And Islam is not like these guys have made every mistake in the book. People just forget when DC was injured, when Kane was injured, when Habib was injured, when everybody in that gym was going through a ridiculous amount of injury to the point that people were blaming Javier Mendez, if I remember correctly, which is their head coach. And they were saying, oh, yeah, he's working him too hard and he doesn't know what he's doing. He's trained so many world champions. What do you mean he doesn't know what he's doing? And then DC went and defended his coach and he said, look, man, we grown up. We do what we want to do and blah, blah, blah. And they forget that that camp has been through all of these things. That Habib took a whole year and a bit off, that he was dealing with constant injuries. They do not make mistakes. They do not let their ego go in the way. They do listen to other people when they come up and say, look, man, you're tripping, like you're not supposed to be doing this. Even Islam said, oh, his team let him down. He's like, why is he fighting? And then he said in the rematch he knocks out Ilia Topuria, and Ilia's like, oh, well, I'm gonna go fight Islam and blah blah blah. And he's like, wait a minute, man. You are not gonna give Max Holloway or Volkanovski, some of the most loved people in the sport, a chance? Me and my ex used to watch some of the fights together and stuff, and she's from Wollongong. That's the reason I moved there for a while. And she used to be on one side, and I remember that Josh Emmett fight and all of that. I was like, oh, who's this guy? And I didn't know nothing about Volkanovski, and I was talking smack, but them Wollonganian or whatever they call themselves, they for their people. So she was on one side and blah blah blah, and I was like, alright, well, he hasn't fought Max and blah blah, and then he proceeds to I believe Volkanovski lost the first fight to Max, but I'm not mad. And then he beat him fair and square the other two times, also in my opinion. But I could be wrong, but who cares? I'm just a guy giving my opinion. So, yeah, I probably should pack up this video and get to my point. So I think Ilia beats Charles. I think Ilia beats Charles because of the styles. I feel like Ilia has just found this position where nobody is trying to shoot at him, and everybody want to meet him on the hands department. And it seems like he got this sneaky leg kick that he was getting Volkanovski with, that were coming all the way from the back, but it was looking like the right hand. So whenever Volkanovski is bracing to and then the leg kick comes. And I thought that was what you're supposed to do. Is you're supposed to hide things and you're supposed to lead with your hands, and he's just doing everything correct in my opinion. Except he's irritating. That's not his fault that I'm irritated by him. I'm a grown man, he's a grown man. If I think he's irritating, who cares? He's great at what he does and that's his job. I gotta give credit where it's due. I believe when I'm gonna ride with Charles on this one, I'm even stupid enough to go bet on Charles Oliveira, even though my brain now is telling me nah, it's gonna be Ilia. There's no reason that Ilia can't win this fight. But I'm hoping Charles pulls it off. Because Ilia can kiss my ass, to be honest. I'm just getting tired of this dude. He's every way he speaks, and And it's not what he's saying. He's saying great things. It's ugh, just annoying. But anyhow, that's my opinion. Again, much love to all of y'all. I'm slowly trying to figure this thing out, so I might not be the best at it just yet, but give me time. I'll get worse. Anyways, wishing y'all the best, and it's been great. And hopefully, when we find the next one, y'all jump up. I believe Ilia, and if I have to guess, it's gonna be the second round. Because I feel like if he puts a pressure on Charles in the first round, if he manages to get Charles to tire out a bit, then he might be able to get him in the second round. And it's probably some kind of hook. And it's probably against the fence. And then again, who knows? I feel like Charles has what it takes, but he should start moving laterally a little bit. Or not. Well, that was my opinion. Again, peace out.